You ever see those project reports where one says you're on schedule, but the other says you're totally over budget? It's a nightmare, right? Well, that's exactly the mess a Level 6 project controls apprentice named Jody is in. Today, we're going to follow her as she gets to grips with Case 6. This is the key to turning all that data chaos into crystal clear insight.
So, picture this. Here's the moment it all blows up. Jody's manager at Ibis Stores, Riddle, is just done. She's holding these reports, and they're telling completely different stories. How can she make a decision? The real health of the project is a total mystery. And you know, that's a classic sign of a much, much bigger problem under the surface.
And that problem? It's what we call data chaos. It's what happens when your information has no structure, no backbone. Your systems can't talk to each other. And what do you get? Confusion. Hours and hours of manual rework, and the worst part? Really bad decisions? This is exactly what a great project controls pro is there to stop.
Okay, so how on earth does Jody start to untangle this mess? Well, she goes to her mentor, Adam, and he's about to show her this incredibly elegant solution to all the chaos. He's going to teach her the principles of Case 6. This is where we start moving from total confusion to real clarity.
Adam kicks things off with this brilliant analogy. He says, Jody, right now, all your project data is just a pile of bricks, just useless, disconnected pieces of info. But Case 6, he tells her, that's the blueprint. It's the architectural plan that takes all those random bricks and turns them into a strong, smart foundation for the whole project. Love that.
So what is Case 6, officially? Well, it's all about understanding how to use breakdown structures and coding to give your data a single, consistent architecture. The big goal here is consistency, because that's what gives you accurate control and reports that actually make sense together. It is no joke, the bedrock of data integrity.
Adam tells her that her Case 6 toolkit has 3 core tools, 3 breakdown structures. The easiest way to remember them is by the 3 big questions they answer for any project. First, the work breakdown structure, or WBS, answers, what are we doing? Then, the cost breakdown structure, the CBS, answers, how much is it going to cost? And finally, the organization breakdown structure, the OBS, answers, who is responsible? Let's break those down a bit more.
First up, the WBS. This is your foundation. Think of it like this. It takes the entire project scope, let's say launching a new website, and it chops it up into smaller, manageable pieces. Things like design the homepage, build the shopping cart, test the checkout. It gives you a crystal clear answer to that first question, what are we actually building here?
Okay, next is the CBS, the cost breakdown structure. This lines up perfectly with the WBS we just talked about. So for every one of those little tasks like design the homepage, the CBS slaps a budget on it and gives you a way to track the spending. It answers that all-important second question, how much is this piece going to cost us?
And the last piece of the puzzle is the OBS, the organization breakdown structure. This is what brings it all home. It takes that design the homepage task with its budget and it assigns it to a person or a team. It answers that crucial question of accountability. Who owns this? So put them all together, and you've got the what, the how much, and the who for every single part of your project. Simple, right?
All right, so Jody's got this powerful new framework in her head. She's ready. She goes back to Ibis Stores to tackle that original problem head on. This is it. This is where the theory gets put to the test in the real world.
So, you might be asking, why is this Case 6 stuff so critical? Well, here's the deal. A solid Case 6 framework is the engine for everything else. It's what lets you actually measure performance accurately. It makes sure every bit of data is consistent and you can trace it back. And it's the only way you get reporting you can actually trust. And, this is huge, it's the foundation you need if you ever want to use cool digital tools like BIM.
And boom, this is the result. Jody designs and uses a single coding structure based on that WBS, CBS, and OBS. And just like that, the data chaos is gone. Her manager, Rita, she's not getting those crazy conflicting reports anymore. Now she gets one beautiful, clear, integrated dashboard, a single source of truth. Now she can make smart decisions fast.
So this is amazing, right? Jody solved a real business problem. But wait. For her apprenticeship, it's not enough to just do it. She has to prove it. And that's where her coach, Olivia, comes in. Olivia's job is to show her exactly how to log all this great work in her APTEM portfolio. That's the system they use to track all her evidence.
Olivia gives her a super clear, no-nonsense checklist.
She tells Jody she needs to upload actual examples of her work. This isn't a theory test, it's about showing what you did. So she needs to upload the breakdown structures she actually designed, screenshots of the dashboard she helped build, and maybe some technical notes explaining why she made certain coding decisions. Real, tangible proof.
But here's the most important part. The secret sauce, really. It's the reflective analysis. Olivia shows Jody how to frame it perfectly. You've got to explain the purpose, why you did it, then how it actually helped control the project, and finally, the impact it had on the business. Just remember that formula. Purpose, process, impact. That's what the assessors want to see.
Okay, portfolio's in. But there's one last hurdle, the endpoint assessment, or EPA. This is the big one. It's a professional discussion that decides if she passes her apprenticeship. So Olivia sits down with Jody to run through the kinds of questions that are definitely going to come up.
Olivia starts with a big, foundational question. This is probably the most common question you can get on K6, and it's all about testing if you really get why this is so important. And Jody, she is so ready for this. Listen to her answer. It's just so confident and sharp. She hits all the key points: foundation, fragmented data, unreliable reporting, and the big one, single source of truth. Yep, that is a distinction-level answer, no doubt about it.
Okay, next question. Olivia pushes a little deeper, asking about the flip side. What happens when K6 goes wrong? Because, understanding the risks is just as critical as knowing the benefits.
And she absolutely nails it again. She points out the immediate problems, data being all over the place, manual errors, making bad calls. But then she adds that extra strategic layer, that it stops you from adopting new tech like BIM. That shows she's not just thinking about today, she's thinking about the future. That's deep understanding.
Olivia has one last question, and this one's all about looking ahead. She's testing Jody's understanding of how K6 fits into the future of project controls, into the whole digital transformation happening in the industry.
And her answer is just perfect. She uses that amazing analogy of a common language between systems. It's so powerful because it shows she gets it. Good data structure is the key that unlocks everything else, all those advanced digital tools. At this point, it's clear. Jody has completely mastered this.
So when you look at Jody's whole journey, you really see the power of K6. Mastering this stuff, it completely changes your role. You're no longer just a person who uses data. No, you become the person who designs the systems that create insight. You literally become a data architect.
And that really just leaves us with one final thought. Every single project controls professional has this power. You are the architect of your project's data. So the only question left is, what are you going to build? A messy pile of bricks or a powerful foundation for success?